Sponsored by Facer.
It's a good year to be a Samsung fan. And if you've followed the space for a while, you know that it's been a while since I've been able to say that.
Alongside the critically acclaimed Fold7 and Flip7, Samsung also announced the Galaxy Watch8 family of smartwatches. And given my time with last year's Galaxy Watch Ultra, I was so prepared to be underwhelmed. But the review device I've spent the past 3 weeks with turned out to be a capable, fun, and surprisingly attractive wearable. In fact, only one major stumble prevents it from becoming an instant classic. Yeah, classic is the operative term here, as this is, well, the only watch in the lineup that I'd buy, personally. The base Galaxy Watch 8 does nothing for me with its odd design. A circular screen dropped atop a case shape not sanctioned by God or nature. The squircle. Ugh. The Watch 8 Classic is built around that same blasphemous affront to aesthetics, but two things elevated above the squircle sin. A stainless steel case, which gives the watch a refined, almost mid-century character, and the spinning circular bezel that Samsung introduced in 2015, then killed off, then resurrected, then appeared to kill again. Hey guys, just leave it here. We love it, you're the only ones doing it, and it's just so much more fun than swiping on the sapphire. The knurled grooves on that bezel aren't the only attention to detail Samsung brought to the party. In a welcome course correction from the dinky plastic-feeling computer keys of the Galaxy Watch Ultra, the Classic's primary pushers are now unapologetically metal, with chunkier travel and feedback, and between them sits a quick button identical to the Ultra's. Now, I've never been a fan of Samsung's decision to place back and home at 2 and 4 o'clock. I often forget which is which. So if I had my way, I'd love to be able to program the quick button as the home key, but Samsung wants you to use it for fitness or other features it deems worthy of inclusion. At least I can still do my old man thing and program the quick button for stopwatch and home for the timer, like it's the Timex I got back in the 90s. After all, despite the ample health suite we'll talk about in a second, this is a smart watch and not a fitness band. It's actually a better watch than it might have been, thanks to longtime friends and first-time sponsor, Facer. If you've seen pretty much any of my smartwatch videos, you know that Facer is a collection of over 500,000 watch faces for your smartwatch, all in one app, so you don't need to scour all of chronological creation to make your watch your own. That includes custom work from Facer's network of professional independent designers and collaborations with the brands behind universes like Fallout, Tetris, SpongeBob, and of course my personal favorite, Star Trek. If you're wondering what all this does to your battery, good news. Facer has been completely rebuilt for Wear OS 6, with support for the new watch face format to optimize power draw, and each face has a power impact rating to help you decide whether you want max endurance or all the bells and whistles. You can even build your own watch faces with an easy-to-use creator tool and a new social network to share your designs. Facer's free to download on the Google Play Store and Apple's App Store, but there's a premium option that ditches the ads and gives you unlimited access to every watch face for $40 a year. That's already a deal, if you ask me. But also, Facer sometimes offers amazing introductory pricing, including right now. Use the link and the code in the description and you're guaranteed the lowest price. Thanks to Facer for the years of great watch faces and for sponsoring this video. Also adding to the timepiece look of it all, the faux leather band with its pronounced stitching, which looks great. I do wish it weren't so rubbery on the skin-facing side, as I like my bands to breathe a little more, and it's a shame Samsung switched to yet another proprietary lug system. But as pointed out by CNET, this feels like a necessary step to make the watch more comfortable. While Samsung's metrics are dubious, I gotta say I do notice this less on the wrist than prior models, especially when I'm sleeping, thanks in part to the skin-hugging lugs. Also, it looks like third-party vendors are already starting to sell straps that fit for those who want more than Samsung offers at the moment. On to Wear OS 6. Samsung is always liberal with the Galaxy paint it slathers on Google's interface, and here it's a balanced blend of looks I can't stand with functionality I mostly really enjoy. To get the looks out of the way, Samsung has chosen to base its interface motif on pill shapes, displayed on a circular screen embedded into a squircle casing. That combination is every bit the dog's breakfast it sounds like, and it's the biggest reason I can't wait to try the new Pixel Watch. Because Google seems to have put a lot more thought into how interface design on a circular screen should look. If you disagree, or you can just get past it, this is a fun little wrist computer, man. Especially if you have any kind of praise kink. Because good lord, Samsung never misses a chance to tell you how great a job you're doing at your activity, your exercise, even your sleep. Even on a few nights where I know I drank too much to get a good night's rest, it patted me on the back like I was an overachieving student athlete. Over the years, I've usually found Samsung Health more annoying than helpful. The number of wrist buzzes you get in the first week, just from random health housekeeping, is truly insufferable. And yet, I gotta say, this year it's gotten really good. If you're serious about your sporting, of course, you're gonna get a Garmin or similar. But I'm talking casual logging of data to get a general sense of your wellness. The 8 Classic was on my wrist for my pickle-themed review of the Galaxy Flip7 in Pittsburgh, where it tracked every one of my many walkabouts automatically. It was with me for my Fold7 review back here in New York City, where it helped me frame up many remote selfies and tracked a ton of city bike rides, also automatically. It came with me to Florida for several days in the pool, testing its 5-atmosphere water resistance. And throughout, it gave me daily insights into how I might be feeling and what I could do to change that. As for the new antioxidant sensor, well, like every parent, grandparent, teacher, coach, and girlfriend I've ever had, it said I'm not eating enough vegetables. Thanks for the insight, guys. There are a few bugs I'd like to see squashed. As I have since my very first smartwatch, I keep my display always on. But this watch routinely forgets that setting, along with the options to raise to wake and turn bezel to wake, which is extremely annoying. And apparently not a new problem. And from a component standpoint, while the vibration options have been expanded to add longer and stronger buzzes, which is good, the haptic motor itself still doesn't feel quite as tight or sharp as the Apple Watches. But the true letdown on this thing is the same as the last Galaxy Watch I reviewed. Single-day battery life, at least with my usage. And no, it's not Facer. I logged this well before I even installed Facer on the watch. And look, can you push it to 2 or even 3 days by disabling half the features? Sure, but in my view, that's no longer a convincing argument. First, with all the sleep tracking available here, it would be a waste to leave it charging overnight. And more importantly, capable, arguably more attractive wearables like the OnePlus Watch 3 last over 4 days between top-ups with everything enabled, and they charge faster too, while costing much less. It's the same complaint I've always had with the Apple Watch, and one of the many reasons, between reviews, I usually go Garmin. Now, if you've become accustomed to the requirement of charging while showering, or you don't mind topping up your watch while you're in bed instead of sleeping with it, well, the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic is a good option. I actually like it just fine, and it completes a trifecta of Samsung releases that make the summer of 2025 its most laudable in recent memory. But at $500, or $550 for the cellular trim, it's not the best thing out there, given its compromises on software and battery life, especially with that new Pixel Watch due very soon. This video was produced following 3 weeks with a Watch 8 Classic review sample provided by Samsung, which as always had no editorial input or copy approval rights concerning this content and also provided no compensation in exchange for same. This wraps up the summer of Samsung on this channel, folks. Next up should be the delightfully odd Unihertz Titan 2, but before that rolls around, make sure you watch my Flip7 video from Picklesburg and my Fold7 review from right here in NYC. Subscribe to The Mr. Mobile on YouTube, follow me on Threads at Captain2Phones, and until next time, from Michael Fisher, thanks for watching, and stay mobile, my friends.